So in this video, I'm going to discuss the apply operations to make all array elements equal to 0 problem which occur in today's LeetCode weekly challenge. So if you have any doubt regarding this, you can ping me up on Instagram. Even you can join my Discord server. I will provide both the links in the comment section. I'll pin them. So the problem statement is very simple. It is given that you're given an array and k, and what you can do is you can select a subarray of length k and decrease 1 from all the elements, and you have to find out whether it is possible to make all the elements as 0 or not after applying any number of operations. Okay, so for this what you can do is, so let me write it down: 2 2 3 1 1 0. So if you choose this first thing and decrease 1 2 times, so this becomes 0, this becomes 0, and this becomes 1, right? Now for this subarray of length k, if you decrease 1 time, so this becomes 0, this becomes 0, this becomes 0, right? So we can get an array which contains only elements of 0. Okay, so this is what basically the question demands. But if you try doing it like this, then you will obviously get a TLE because you know the constraints are there. So there would be a greedy approach. Basically this is the kind of very similar type of problem. I think you have heard about it. It is called sliding window, right? Whenever you're given that you can perform an operation on a subarray of length k, that means this is a sliding window problem. So what we are going to do is, this is very important. Okay, so what we are going to do is, first of all we are going to traverse what is the first step of sliding window? The first step is traverse k. Then the second step is traverse rest, that is till n minus 1. Okay, so first of all we have to traverse till k. Sorry. So that means that for k is over here 3. So what we can do is we have to traverse just before that. Okay, just before that. But before doing this, you have to think about one thing, that is the first k elements, whether they are in the increasing order or not. Okay, whether they are in the increasing order or not. Because if they are not in the increasing order, that is non-decreasing order, then no matter whatever we perform, no matter how many operations we perform, the first k elements cannot be sorted. The first k elements cannot be made 0. Okay, so for what is the first condition that you have to check? Okay, sorry for the noise. So the first condition that you have to check is whether first k elements sorted or not. If not, return false. Then the second thing you have to check, that is for every element in this subarray, okay, for every element in this subarray, whether the sum of all the elements before it, if subtracted from the specific number, is lesser than 0 or not. Okay, so how we are going to do this? So let's say there is 2 2, right? So initially let's take a variable called sum, which is equal to 0, and after we reach over here, so 2 minus 0 is 2, right? Now sum becomes 2. Remember one thing, at every operation for this first k, that is this one, we have to make nums I minus equal to sum, and sum plus is equal to nums I. Okay, that is sum is initially 0, so this becomes 2 minus 0, that is 2, and then sum is equal to 0 plus 2, that is 2. Now we go to this position. Okay, this position, that is 2. Now nums I minus is equal to sum, that is 2 minus 2, that is 0, right? And sum plus is equal to nums I, that is 2 plus 0, that is 2. And for this position 3 minus is equal to 2, that is 1, right? And then sum plus is equal to 1, that is 3. Okay, now sum is, what is the value of sum? Sum is 3, right? Now we are going to traverse the rest of the array, that is this 1 1 0. Okay, 1 1 0. So what is the value of sum now? The value of sum is now 3, right? The value of sum is now 3. But remember one thing, now we are going to use the concept of sliding array, sliding window. So since the sum is now 3 and now we going over here, So we have to remove this element. Okay, this element, that is we have to remove for the next n minus k nums, sorry, first of all sum minus is equal to nums I minus k plus 1, I guess, right? I minus k plus 1, and then the same thing, that is nums I minus is equal to sum, and sum plus is equal to nums I. Okay, these two steps are repeated, but we have to subtract nums I minus k plus 1, that is for this minus k, that is 1 2 3, sorry, not k plus 1, it will be I minus k only. Okay, it will be I minus k. So we have to subtract it, that is we have to subtract this from it. So what is this? This was 2, right? So let me write it over here afresh. So this is 1, this is 0, this is 2 after the operations. Okay, 0 and this is 2. So for this position, what is the value of sum? Since we subtract 2 from it, so it becomes 1, and then we subtract 1 from 1, that is 0, and add 0 to 1, that is 1. Now for this one, we have to subtract what? 0 from 1, right? Which makes it 1, and then subtract 1 from 1, which makes it 0, and again we add 0 to 1, that is 1, right? Now we are going to, for this position, we are going to subtract 1 from 1, that is 0, and then subtract 0 from 0, that is 0, and then add 0 to 0, that is 0. Okay, so see, after performing all the operations, the elements are like these two elements are 1 and 2, right? So now you may be thinking that why is it 1 and 2 and not 0 0? So remember one thing, we don't need to care about these elements. Okay, we don't need to care about these elements, we just need to care about the last element. If the last element is 0, return true, else return false, right? But remember one thing, if in between all these operations there is no element which is negative, all the elements are greater than 0, right? So there is another condition, that if any element while performing any operation is lesser than 0, sorry, greater than equal to 0, right? So if any element is a negative number after performing operations, then we have to return false. So what are the conditions for returning false? Return false if any element is lesser than 0 after performing the operations, or nums n minus 1 is not equal to 0, else you can return for true. Okay, so for this, let's check for this one. So 1 3 1 1, so let's do sum is equal to 0. So for this, 1 minus 0 is 1, and then we add 1 to it. 3 minus 1 is 2, then we add 2 to it, that is 3. Now see, now there is the thing, for this one, what is like what we can do is we have to minus 1 from it, right? So that is 2. But at this position, if I subtract 2 from 1, it becomes minus 1, right? So once we get a negative number, we don't need to perform anything further, we can directly return false. So this is the problem statement. So this problem uses sliding window and a little bit of greedy algorithm. Like the greedy algorithm is not evident from the program, the code, but it is a mental ability to think about. So greedy algorithm gives you the mental ability to think, and what we are going to basically do is the sliding window concept. Okay, so that's it from my side. Thank you.